Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today, got a little bit of a special video showing some pieces of my collection here. I've just been working on for a good while, I'd say probably a year or so. And I wanted kind of to highlight it because I picked up another piece to the puzzle here, and I want to show it to you here towards the end of the video. But some of y'all may be familiar with this card, the 2006 Topps Alex Gordon. It's got quite a history, which I'll be real honest, I wasn't really into collecting, kind of out of the hobby at that point, and I only not too long ago kind of discovered the story of this 2006 Alex Gordon card. And so anyway, if you're unfamiliar with it, this card has a few iterations and a crazy backstory, just because it is one of the few cards that has ever been pulled off of the market and pulled out of production. So here's some different varieties of it, just kind of on screen right now. And here, how the story goes is, I think about the time they were putting out this set, 2006. And like I said, I was out of collecting then. A lot of the other major companies had kind of fallen off the map. Fleer, Score, Leaf, Skybox, whatever you want to throw in there. And so it's pretty much down to Topps and Upper Deck. And so it's more of a head-to-head battle, and Topps was trying to get the upper hand on the 2006 release. And so they had taken these photos of Alex Gordon, and they planned on putting him in their Series 1 release, assuming he would make the 40-man roster. And I believe there was some new language in the collective bargain agreement for that year where some changes had been made to previous years. And if a player wasn't on the 40-man roster, he couldn't be featured on any cards. However, Topps took a gamble that he was going to be on the 40-man roster, trying to get the leg up on Upper Deck, and went ahead and put some cards into production for Series 1. Now, the only unfortunate thing for Topps was they soon found out that Alex Gordon did not make the 40-man roster. And so what ended up happening is they had to pull cards from production midstream. And that's why there are, I believe, 4 versions of this card that exist. You'll see some of these floating around on eBay right now. This one I actually picked up in an area flea market, baseball card shop, antique mall, whatever you want to call it. This one you see fairly often on eBay. It is a blank front with Royals and the other Alex Gordon third base in gold. The price, you can see this, they had a $134.99 sticker price on this, which I kind of used. I traded some stuff so I didn't have to pay that full price. But this is one that you'll see pretty regularly on eBay for, I don't know, $100 or a couple $100. At least that's what it's usually listed at. So I picked this one up. It's very, very unique. It's a card with no name, no picture on it at all, and a blank back. And so that is one of the versions of the card, because Topps just had to halt production in the middle of the process. And so they just didn't put his picture on it, and those cards made it into packs. Another version that you'll see very frequently on eBay is this one. I bet if you go on eBay right now, you'll find one where they were in the production process. They had already printed some of the cards. It has everything on there. Obviously, you can see more color on this one, and so they just had to take a giant, I'm assuming industrial size hole punch, and just punched out his picture. You can see how his name is kind of cut off on the bottom, and the back of the card 297, still has all the stats and everything, but they just basically had to hole punch out his face so they weren't in violation of the collective bargaining agreement and in big time trouble with the Players Association and in the league. So you've seen those 2 versions of this card. There are 2 other versions. I was able to pick up one more I'm going to show you at the end of the video. The other version that has a lot of knockoffs that you'll see sometimes listed on eBay as well, and I don't think anyone's trying to be intentionally deceptive. You'll have this version, which I've actually seen people list this version for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Some are even graded, and I don't know if the PSA people even have graded it correctly. I feel like I've seen one that PSA even graded as legit. This is not the legit card. This card has the Topps logo there, but then it also has this Topps logo faintly in the background, and that's how you can kind of identify this one of the ways as not the legitimate card. You can also see on the back, this looks like the real thing, but if you look way down here at the bottom, you can see the copyright actually has 2010, and it has this code on the bottom. So this card was actually made in 2010, but a lot of times people unfortunately think that is the real deal, and I've seen people list this card on eBay for hundreds and hundreds of dollars thinking it's the real thing, but it's actually not. Here's another kind of variety of it. You can see the difference between these two is very minute. The only difference is this has kind of the gold at the top. The Royals is in gold instead of silver. I'm not exactly sure how well it plays through on my phone, but this is gold on the right and then just kind of silver on the left. And this obviously looks different on the back. Card your mom threw away, and it kind of tells the story. How is this card even out there in the first place? This Gordon rookie was pulled by Topps from its 2006 set, but a few made their way into packs. Yet several versions exist, including one with no front photo, which is obviously this one right here. There's also an autograph version that somehow snuck its way into Topps Series 1, and that is this version here. This is actually not that hard to find. I found it on eBay. I think I paid $20 or so. So this version is not nearly as popular, so you can find it every once in a while on eBay for 20-25 bucks. But the one that I finally was able to pick up is the legitimate card. So like I said, and like this card says, a few of the cards made it into packs before Topps realized their mistake and started to yank the cards out of production, or put without a card face on there, or put the giant hole punch in it. And that is this version, which I was finally able to pick up. You can see graded there, PSA 9. I actually picked this up in an auction, and it wasn't on eBay. It was actually through like a local auction store consignment area place. You can see there's no Topps logo hiding here. And then on the back of this one, the legitimate card, you can see there's no like code on the bottom, like we're used to all looking at the back for like the short print codes and all that nowadays. This says 2006 right there by my fingernail. So it's got the correct year, and there's no code on the bottom. So this is the legitimate card, 2006. And like I said, this card was actually listed on eBay. It was like, I had to buy it now, where you could put up an offer for it. And I wanted to say, I sent the person some offers, they rejected it. So then I just kind of sent them a message, because they were not too far from where I live. I could tell by the location of the card. And so anyway, I sent the guy a private message on eBay, saying, like, hey, I'll pay you close to what the eBay comps are. But he kept rejecting my offers. He's like, oh man, sorry, I had this card in a consignment auction. And so he told me where their website was, and I was lucky enough to join that website. I've never been a part of consignment auction before, but I was able to win the card on there. So this is the card that I had seen on eBay, threw in some offers that got rejected, but then I was actually able to win it in this website consignment auction for a lot cheaper than what it's listed on eBay and what it has been going for on eBay. So there are obviously some different fees there, consignment fees, which up the price a little bit, but I was able to get this card for a lot cheaper than I would have if I just bought it straight off of eBay. So anyway, I thought it was a very good deal on my part. It was very expensive, the most expensive card I feel like I've ever bought. But it was just really cool to put almost this entire puzzle together. So if I kind of move these kind of duplicate cards, or cards that aren't legitimate, I have almost the entire puzzle put together here. There's one more version of this card. So there are 4 versions of the Topps Alex Gordon card. There's this full version, the few that actually did make it into packs. There's stories on the internet of like Keith Olbermann, who a lot of people know as the ESPN and CNN anchor, with Dan Patrick rose to fame on SportsCenter. He bought a lot of versions of this. And anyway, a lot of them were found like in the Kansas City, Wichita, Kansas area back in the day out of blaster boxes. So there's this version, the few full versions of the card that made it out into packs before it got noticed. You've got the hole punch version, you've got the gold lettering version, and then there's one more version. It looks exactly like this, except it has silver lettering, and I feel like that is the hardest one to find. I've only seen one listed on eBay in about the last year, because I've kind of been tracking this card for about a year on eBay, trying to find a good deal on it. And I've only seen one time when a silver version has been listed, and it was a Beckett graded version, and they had it listed for something ridiculous like $12,000. Obviously, I could not bid on that. It eventually, I think, was a best offer, was accepted. I have no idea what the offer was. But that is the last version that I still need to complete for this collection. I don't know if I'll ever get there, because obviously $12,000 is way out of my price range, and probably will always be out of my price range. So anyway, unless the stars all align and I get super lucky, this may be the best and the closest I get to completing the 2006 Topps Alex Gordon collection. Very cool. This is kind of one of my bucket list, holy grail type of cards I've been trying to find. And so to finally be able to secure this card through a kind of an alternate method instead of off of eBay, I was very excited to pick that up. So I've been close on some other auctions and just weren't able to win it, but everything kind of aligned this way, going through the consignment website, and paid less than I thought I would, and definitely less than I would have if I had won any of those eBay auctions. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you're just interested in this card, there aren't many cards in the history of Topps that have been halted in mid-production like this. So it's a pretty cool story. There's more out there on the internet if you want to look up 2006 Topps Alex Gordon. There's some pretty cool reads you can find out there. And so anyway, I just want to kind of spotlight this card as a Royals fan and an Alex Gordon fan. It's just been kind of an interesting card that I've kind of been on a wild goose chase to kind of track down as many versions of this as I can. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I know I'm over 10 minutes, so I will go ahead and wrap it up. If I do ever find the final piece of this puzzle and acquire the silver version, I'll probably make another video, if I'm still even making videos at that point, because who knows how long it'll take for me to track down a silver version, because I think those things are extremely rare. So thank you so much for watching this one, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Be good.